Today I am making the video that I promised you guys on being organized for school. Now, I decided that I was going to do a series of videos on school organization, studying and how to make study notes, and binder organization, as well as any other videos I might think of before the end of the series, I guess. So I have a couple of products and organization tools that I have here to show you guys, and I hope that if you aren't in school, you can still utilize these tricks and products in work, life, or whatever it is, and I hope you enjoy this video. Also, I'm using my Mac, and I'm not used to looking at the actual camera, so please, and I'm looking at myself, and I'm seeing the glare in my glasses, so it's driving me nuts. But anyway, please mind that, and or please don't mind that. And I also have notes here, so if I'm looking down, please, again, don't mind that, please. Okay, so I'm going to start off with, of course, my filofax. There's a couple of things in here that I have that specifically help me out with organization for school, and I'll just show you them real quick. So when I open my filofax, you can see that I have a dashboard here. So on my dashboard, I put notes on anything that's going on in the week that I want to remember, not forget, or anything that's coming up really soon and is urgent. I also have a reminder here. It says keep up with chapter questions in future units for two of my courses, because I didn't do that and I regret it for the last unit. Okay, so this is how I have my this is going to be backwards. Great. This is how I have my week view set up. I've got my courses color-coded, and I just list tasks. If I have an ongoing task, I write it down every single day. That way, it's always on my mind, and I'm never letting it slip. And it also reminds me, like, if you have time today, why don't you take a minute and work on this for a bit? That way it's not so overwhelming later on, because I've had 4 large assignments assigned to me in the same week, and they're all due the same day, and because I've done this, I'm not going to be that overwhelmed this weekend. Same with tests. Write it down. Write it down consistently. That way you're constantly reminded that it's coming up, not to scare yourself, but to have yourself better prepared, so there's no surprises. The next thing is this lovely thing. If you're a subscriber to my channel, if you've watched my videos before, you've seen this. It came from a pad of paper from the dollar store, and I just ripped the glue off. So I use these pieces of paper for 2 things. One is I made a schedule of my school schedule. So I basically wrote down every single day and what classes I have in which period. And my pink colored ones are double periods. So that's just an idea in regard to scheduling, and that way I can move it over each week, because I've taped it and hole punched it and then cut slits into the holes. So it's easy to move in and out of my filofax. Okay, the next thing I use these papers for is every Friday I write down a list of tasks that I have and prioritize. So I write down, I think, sort of inspired by somebody on YouTube here. I'll put her username in the bottom bar, or bottom description box. Anyways, so we've got my class world issues, and then all these tasks. Challenge and change, all these tasks. Orange dots are for priorities. You can see 2 of them here don't have dots. Then we've got this class, and 2, same thing. Okay, and this, I don't know, this is probably silly of me, but I hole punch them and put them in my filofax even after the weekend is over. I don't know why. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Another thing that I did was I wrote down my goal for this semester. It says, my goal is to obtain at least 80% in all my classes this semester, including my online course. And a list of things I'm going to do in order to achieve this goal. So an example is, I plan to achieve my goal by studying for at least 1.5 hours every night and for at least 2 hours every Sunday. I'm studying a lot more than that, surprise, surprise. But yeah, it's a good idea to write down your goals, even outside of academic goals. That way they're there and you know, you can see it all the time, and you're constantly reminding yourself of this end achievement that you want to attain. Okay, the next thing is when weekends or weeks get really hectic, I take this concept and make it huge. So this is some colored line paper I have, and this was for the weekend of February 23rd. It says homework, weekend plan, and study guide. So what I did was I folded this into 4s, and then each quadrant gets a class. And I just wrote down a list of what I had to do. And that way, not only does it have a list of every single task, it also is more specific than any sort of thing that I can have here. And I still used colored dots to prioritize what I had to do for sure that weekend. A lot of these tasks are me trying to get ahead, and that's another thing. If you have time, get ahead. Because sometimes, especially for high school students who are in semestered schools and university and college students, sometimes things can pile up. And it's better to be ahead and organized. That way, if life throws a curveball at you, you can manage it, basically. Okay, so that is everything in regard to my filofax. Another organization and scheduling tool I use, because I don't have a month per view in my filofax, I print off a month view of each month. So here's February and here's March, and I put it in my main binder. Right here, it usually is. This way I have a good idea of what's coming up in the coming month. And I also use sticky notes. So these sticky notes were from before I printed off March to let me know what's coming up in future months. This keeps me really organized. And again, if you're reminding yourself that something's coming up, you'll remember to work on it. So that is another tip. Now, I had purchased these recently and showed them in my last haul, and these are great. I briefly described what I did. Now, just give me 1 second because I took it off my textbook, but no, it's not that. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this was on my textbook. This is a layout of the test that I had. So basically, this label was on this textbook. So when I brought my textbook home last Friday, these tasks were there for me. So it says, test, March 1st, Friday. Review notes, chapter 1 and 2 questions. Check Google Calendar for questions, blah, 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 blah. All the tasks that I need to do in order to prepare for my test. So and not even just for tests. These I would use specifically for homework assignments over the weekend or over a period of a week. And because they're so long, I could put Monday and then stick it onto my textbook, And when a teacher assigns something, instead of digging through my filofax to get to that page and write it down, especially since I have OCD and need to write it down perfectly, I can just grab my textbook, grab a pencil, and jot down what the teacher is telling me to do. That way I have it there, and it's not going anywhere either. So that is a great tip for staying organized. And I actually did this in one of my classes, and somebody asked me for one of them, and he's like, that's a really good idea. I better use that. So yeah, the last 2 tips I have are technology tips. If you have internet access, if you have a tablet or a smartphone, you should use technology to its full potential. So what I have here is my iPad, which is dead, so I can't really show you anything, but iCal, Google Calendar. There's apps that you can use if you just search the App Store, the BlackBerry World, or whatever it's called, or in regard to Android Google devices, the Google Play Store. You can find several resources that are really great for helping students stay organized. In regard to smartphones, I have an Android, and this is the greatest thing in regard to organization. So I'll just show you here how I've used it to its full potential. Here I have a widget. It's a dictionary widget. So I just type in a word that I want a dictionary definition or thesaurus lookup on it. Here I have EBSCOhost, which is a database research website. I have that there. Study Blue, which is a great, and I'll go into this in more detail in one of my other videos. Study Blue is a great app that you can use. Basically, you're making digital index cards, flashcards. And I used that to study for the test that I had today, and I'm pretty sure I did really well on that test. I've got Wikispaces on here, a calculator, Adobe Reader, Gmail, Dropbox, and Drive. And then here I have a widget, and these are just home screens. These aren't apps that I need to open. This is my school schedule. Oops. Sorry guys. This is my school schedule. Right on my phone. Right on my home screen. How convenient is that? And then I have Google Calendar on another home screen. And this is giving me all the tasks and assignments, tests that are due within the next week. So that is a compilation of the organizational tools and strategies that I use in order to get ahead and stay ahead in school. So my next video should be how to make study notes and how to study. If you like this video, please comment, subscribe, like. If you didn't like the video, comment, subscribe, dislike, whatever it is. Please give me some feedback. It's always appreciated. One last thing. I have a school assignment where I have to conduct a survey. I have the survey online, and I need people between ages 18 and 21 to fill out this survey. So if you guys can quickly, if you have a chance, it's 1 to 2 minutes, it's 10 questions, just log on and do the survey. That would be so greatly appreciated. It's not even, I can't even tell you how appreciated it would be. Alright, so that is everything for today. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye now.